Greg Howell, and I'm going to be showing you how to cut the cabochon from scratch. And what you need to do is look at some slabs and determine how thick you want your cabochon. What we're going to do is take a template, and we got a template here with different sizes. I marked out the size, and we're going to go ahead and take a trim saw and trim around our lines. When you're looking at slabs, you need to look at it dry and make sure there is no fractures. Because if you have a fracture and you cut your stone on top of a fracture, it's possible it'll crack before you get done. Okay, we're going to go ahead and use a trim saw. And the saw that we're using here is a Wizard trim saw by Diamond Pacific. We got about one more cut. Once we get this trimmed, then we'll go over here to the grinder and we'll take the grinding wheel. The first grinding wheel will be an 80 grit where we do most of our shaping. And right now we're shaping this down to our line that we drew for the cab. And we just go ahead and take it down as close as we can to the line without losing the line. And this machine is what they call a Genie, and it has 6 wheels. And we'll be working on the 80 and the 220 to do all of the forming of the stone that we need. That's where you do all of your shaping and doming and everything. We've got to run a line around the very edge of the stone like we're doing here. We use a permanent marker felt tip, put it on a flat table and run it against the stone. This is where you're going to take your dome down to that point. And some people like to mark which is going to be the top and which is going to be the bottom. This way, when you go to dop your stick, you'll know where you got to put it. Now, this is called the dop pot. And it's like a wax. You get hot and you stick the stick in it, push it down straight and on the center of the stone as possible, and work the wax around the stick and the stone. And you might want to wet your fingers with some water because the wax is a little bit warm. Okay, you see the line around the edge of the stone. We're going to start grinding 4 sides down to the line. We do one side, and then we'll turn it over and do the other side. And then we'll turn it again and catch the other 2 sides. And this way it kind of gives you a start of your dome. Once you get all 4 sides, and then you come back again and get in between the ones you didn't get. Once you get all of those done, and you start rotating the stone. And we do this on both wheels. The 80 takes a lot of it down. And once you get it to where you can go to the second wheel, which will be a 220, and you try to get out most of your scratches and everything on the 220. Whatever you put in with the 220, you'll take out with the next wheel. The next wheel will be about a 280 Nova. Every time you finish on one wheel, you wash the stone and wipe it. And you always got to have the water under the wheel that you're working on. This way it washes the wheel off and keeps the wheel wet so it doesn't clog up. Now we're on the 600 wheel, and the 600 wheel, you start to get to the polish point. And if you have scratches when you go here, they're not going to most likely come out. You can try, but if they don't come out there, then you got to go back to the 280. And when you work on these wheels, you work side to side. You just don't keep using the center of the wheel. Once we finish here on the 600, we'll go to the 12. The 280, the 600, the 1200, and then a 3000. These are all diamond wheels. And the last 4 are what they call a Nova wheel. They're soft. We keep checking and looking for scratches. Okay, we're working on the 600 wheel now. And this machine is the Genie. It's by Diamond Pacific. By the time you get to the 600 wheel, you should not have any scratches whatsoever. I'll wipe it off and look at it and see what we have. There was a few marks. We're taking them out. Still on 1200. Alright, we're hitting on a 3000 now. 3000s will give you a pretty nice shine. Now some people want to go a little bit higher shine than what you get here, which we'll show you how to do that in a few seconds. And you use the same movement across the wheel and rotating the stone and rocking it back and forth so you don't get any flat spots. Now this is the extra step. What we use is a leather flat disc on the end, and it's a Diamond Pacific product. You screw it in, and what we're going to use is super cerium. Now super cerium is expensive, but the shine you get out of it I think is pretty darn good. You can use tin oxide or whatever. The super cerium comes in powder. You mix it with a little water, put a little on your finger, smear it on the stone. All we're going to do is turn it on, and we're not going to have water under the wheels here. We just take a little bit of water and with your fingers and splash it on the leather pad. This polishing action takes place at the same time it starts to dry. You work halfway across your wheel, not in the direct center. Do the same thing, keep rotating your stone. If it gets a little bit too dry, you can splash a little bit more water on the leather disc. Now I'm going to wipe it off and see what we have. Okay, this is your finished product. next video will be on doing a freeform cabochon.